Hello everybody. Today we will discuss planar chirality, chirality due to helical structure and intramolecular overcrowding, that is chirality due to intramolecular overcrowding. And there are R&S notations and P and M configurations in helical structures and molecules with intramolecular overcrowding. Okay, let us first discuss chirality due to plane, that is planar chirality. Planar chirality is actually chirality shown by certain molecules due to the asymmetry in molecular planes. Due to the asymmetry in molecular plane. That is what is called chirality due to plane. That is chirality shown by certain molecules due to asymmetry in its molecular plane. Okay. The chirality is particularly due to the out-of-plane arrangement of atoms or groups in the molecule with respect to the reference plane. Hence, it is called a chiral plane. That means when certain substituents are present in the chiral plane, this substituent makes the molecule as a whole is asymmetric. Okay. The most important examples of such molecules with chiral plane or planar chirality are cyclophanes, trans-cyclooctenes, certain bridged annulenes and metallocene, and also ANSA compounds. Okay. See, it is an example of an ANSA compound, that is polymethylene ether of hydroquinone. And you can see this polymethylene bridge, polymethylene bridge is perpendicular to the plane of benzene ring. See, the plane of benzene ring is horizontal, whereas this polymethylene bridge is, the plane of polymethylene bridge is perpendicular to the plane of benzene ring containing these two oxygen and the substituent bromine. But the substituent bromine here, the presence of substituent bromine, which restrict the rotation of benzene nucleus, inside methyl bridge or methylene bridge. The presence of bromine here, this bromine restrict the rotation of benzene ring with respect to this vertical plane containing polymethylene bridge. So the molecule becomes chiral. Okay, or the molecule becomes chiral because of the presence of this particular substituent bromine in the plane of chirality, in benzene ring. Okay, so that this ANSA compound becomes chiral because of the presence of planar chirality, right? Then see the examples of paracyclophane. Simple paracyclophane can be resolved because the benzene ring cannot rotate such a way that the carboxylic acid, here the carboxylic acid passes through the acyclic ring. This benzene ring cannot rotate through the acyclic methylene ring. Here you can see CH2 ring or CH2 group connected to the para position of two benzene ring, and hence such molecules are called paracyclophane. You can see in both the para positions are connected with two CH2 groups. Here is a COH group. This substituent restrict the benzene ring from the rotation or to rotate with respect to these cyclic CH2 groups which are connected to the para positions of the phenyl ring, and hence the molecule becomes chiral because of this planar chirality. here the substituent and the benzene ring are in the same plane. This benzene ring also parallel to this benzene ring, but these two methylene bridges are lying vertical to this planar or this plane, or the horizontal plane containing the benzene ring and the substituent. Okay, this makes the molecule become chiral. This particular structure makes the molecule chiral. Okay, thus paracyclophane exhibit enantiomerism. For example, you can see this paracyclophane is S, whereas its mirror image, non-superimposable mirror image form, this molecule is R. Right. See, transcyclooctene also exhibit the chirality due to the presence of chiral plane. Transcyclooctene is chiral because of the restriction in swinging of methylene chain due to the angle strain. See, the presence of these methylene chains. Here is CH2, 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 CH2. In order to change this configuration to its non-superimposable mirror image forms, there should be swinging of this molecule through this methylene chain. It is very much restricted because of the angle strain, and hence cyclooctene is chiral. That is because of this chiral plane, because of the chiral plane, right? Here you can see the plane of chirality in cyclophane, where the benzene ring and these two CH2 groups attached at the para position, and these COOH substituents are placed in the horizontal plane. Even though this benzene ring is parallel to this plane, the CH2 plane, these CH2 planes or plane comprises this CH2 ring, CH2 bridges, is vertical with respect to the horizontal plane of this benzene ring. But due to the presence of this COOH group, the free rotation or rotation of this benzene ring is very much restricted because of the presence of this COOH group. Okay, and hence the molecule will be chiral because of the presence of the chiral plane, because of the presence of this substituent in the chiral plane, or this, we can say, this molecule has a plane of chirality, and hence it gives its non-superimposable mirror image forms. For example, if this molecule is S, see, this molecule is S, that is why its non-superimposable mirror image form is R, right? We had seen transcyclooctene is chiral because of restriction in the swinging of the methylene chain, You can see the methylene chain, swinging of the methylene chain due to angle strain. These, you can see these chains, this chain, the methylene chains is in a vertical plane, with respect to the plane of chirality, consists of this carbon atom, this hydrogen atom, and this carbon atom, this hydrogen atom, and this carbon atom. That is 6 atoms. This plane of chirality comprises these 6 atoms, which is horizontal, and this methylene chain is in a vertical plane, and so the swinging of this methylene group is very much restricted. The swinging of this methylene, in order to convert this molecule into its non-superimposable form, the molecule should swing with respect to these CH2 rings, CH2 or methylene chains, but this swinging is very much restricted because of the angle strain, and hence the cyclooctene Transcyclooctene will give its non-superimposable mirror image form. You can see the enantiomers of transcyclooctene. Here it is the plane of chirality comprising these 6 atoms, and the methylene bridge or methylene chains is in a vertical plane with respect to this horizontal plane or plane of chirality. Okay. Now let us consider how to determine the R&S configuration in molecules with planar chirality. You can see, for example, here an ANSA compound. It is the structure of an ANSA compound. To assign the configuration of planar chiral molecule, begin by selecting the pilot atom. We have to select a pilot atom first. What is pilot atom? Pilot atom is the atom which has highest priority, that is not in the plane. See, in this case, the atoms or groups in the plane is this benzene ring, to which oxygen is connected, 2 oxygens are connected at the para positions, and a bromine substituent. Okay, and these groups will be in plane. The pilot atom should not be the atom in the plane, but it should be directly attached to an atom in the plane. That is, the pilot atom should be directly attached to an atom in the plane. You can see, that is why we can say this carbon atom is taken as a pilot atom, this carbon atom also taken as a pilot atom. But assign the priority of the 3 adjacent in-plane atoms, starting with the atoms attached to the pilot atom as priority 1, and preferentially assigning in order of the highest priority if there is a choice. You can see there are, in this case, there are 2 pilot atoms. But which of these carbon atom will give priority, or which carbon atom can be taken as a pilot atom? This carbon atom or this carbon atom? See, this carbon atom should taken as pilot atom because it has the higher priority than this carbon atom, because you can see this carbon atom is attached to this oxygen, then carbon, then carbon, then bromine. Here this carbon atom attached to oxygen, carbon, carbon, again carbon. But here carbon, oxygen, carbon, carbon, Br. And so this carbon atom should get higher priority, so that this carbon atom will be our pilot atom, right? After finding the pilot atom, then assign the priority of the 3 adjacent in-plane atoms. 3 adjacent in-plane atoms, starting with the atom attached to the pilot atom as priority 1. This atom, this oxygen atom, will get the priority 1, and preferentially assigning in order of highest priority if there is a choice. Here it is the first atom, first priority atom. Oxygen is first priority, having first priority. Then comes carbon, then this carbon, and if we assign priority for bromine, the substituent, it will be 4. Okay. Then setting the pilot atom in front of these 3 atoms, So here this pilot atom is above this plane, above the plane. If the 3 atoms form a clockwise direction, then the molecule is assigned R configuration. Otherwise, it is assigned S configuration. See, if there is an iodine molecule, iodine group or iodine substituent here at this position, then priority will be given to iodine, and hence the sequence will be 1, 2, 3. Here this carbon atom will get 3 if there is iodine here along with the bromine here, and so the molecule will get S configuration. But in this case it is clockwise, the turn is clockwise, and hence, or 1, 2, 3 traverse a clockwise path, and hence it is an R or a molecule with R configuration, right? Now let us consider some of the important examples. In this case, you can see, first of all, we have to choose a palette atom. Here this carbon atom is attached to this oxygen, which is in the plane of chirality, or I mean plane of chirality, and this carbon also attached to this oxygen, and so we can take either this carbon atom or this carbon atom as the palette atom. But see which of this carbon atom having higher priority, that must be chosen as the palette atom. See, here this carbon atom is attached to oxygen, carbon, carbon and bromine. This carbon atom is attached to oxygen, carbon, carbon and bromine. So both the carbon atom having same priority. So we can choose either of the carbon atom. If we chose this carbon atom as the palette atom, then you can see the 1, 2, 3 traverse a clockwise turn, and hence this molecule will be R, right? Then take this example. First of all, we have to choose the palette atom. See, this carbon atom attached to oxygen, carbon, carbon and chlorine. This carbon atom attached to oxygen, carbon, carbon and bromine. So this carbon atom gets more priority with respect to this carbon atom, and so this carbon atom taken as palette atom. See, 1 to 2 to 3 here traverse a clockwise path, hence this molecule will be R, right? Then see this example. First of all, we have to choose the palette atom. The palette atom must be close to the substituent. Here this carbon and this carbon can be considered for palette atom, but this carbon is far away from the substituent COH. But this carbon atom is close to the substituent, and hence this carbon atom can be taken as palette atom. See, 1 to 2 to 3 here traverse a clockwise turn, and hence we usually gives an R configuration for this molecule. But see, here the palette atom is below the plane. The palette atom is below the planar chirality or plane of chirality. Below the plane of chirality. The palette atom here is below the plane of chirality. So the actual configuration will be the reverse of the configuration we had obtained. Here the configuration we obtained is R, but the actual configuration will be S. Okay. Then see this example. Here this carbon atom is close to the substituent bromine, but this carbon atom is away from the bromine. So this carbon atom can be taken as palette atom. See, 1 to 2 to 3 that traverse an anti-clockwise path. Thus this molecule might be S, but see this carbon atom, the palette atom is below the plane of chirality, and hence the result will be reverse, should be reverse. Actual result will be reverse of the result or the configuration we obtain. Here it is S, but the carbon atom or the pilot atom is below the plane. So the actual configuration will be R, right? Then consider the example of this molecule. It is a trans-cyclooctene. It is the pilot atom. This carbon is the pilot atom. Then 1 to 2 to 3 traverse a clockwise turn. 1 to 2 to 3. 1, 2, 3 turns a clockwise path. So the molecule will be R. It is the non-superimposable mirror image of this molecule. See, it is the pilot atom. Then 1 to 2 to 3 that traverse an anti-clockwise path. So the molecule will be S. Okay. See this example. Here the pilot atom will be this carbon atom. Then 1, 2, 3. 1 to 2 to 3 traverse an anti-clockwise turn. 1 to 2 to 3 traverse an anti-clockwise turn. Thus this molecule will be S, right? Then see this example. See, it will be the pilot atom. Then 1, 2, 3. 1 to 2 to 3 traverse an anti-clockwise turn. Thus this molecule will be S, right? Then see this example also. It will be the pilot atom. This carbon is the pilot atom. Then 1, 2, 3. 1 to 2 to 3 traverse a clockwise turn. Thus this molecule will be R. Okay. Now let us consider the stereochemistry of helicenes. See, compounds with helical shapes are usually either right-handed or left-handed. That is why such molecules will give their non-superimposable mirror image forms. Okay? Or we can say they are chiral in nature. For example, hexahelicenes. In hexahelicenes, see the terminal benzene ring. The hydrogen atoms at the ortho positions of terminal benzene rings in each of the turn will be very close enough to have interactions between the hydrogens, and hence the benzene ring at the terminal forced to lie in a separate plane one over another, and hence either a clockwise, a left-handed molecule or a right-handed molecule will be formed. Okay, or they must be either right-handed or left-handed. If the molecule is right-handed, it is given a configuration of P or plus. If the molecule is left-handed, then the molecule will be given a configuration of M or negative. It is left-handed hexahelicene, and hence it has the configuration M. It is right-handed hexahelicene, and hence it is given the configuration P or plus. See, each of the plane has one naphthalene unit. You can see here is a naphthalene unit that is in a plane. Here is another naphthalene unit that is in another plane in the turn, and it is another naphthalene unit that is in another plane. See, each plane has one naphthalene unit, and angle between two planes, that is this plane and this plane, will be approximately 58 degree. And these hexahelicenes usually exist as stable enantiomers. stable enantiomers, or they form stable enantiomers. Okay. See, sometimes molecules will acquire helical structure because of intramolecular overcrowding. For example, in the case of carbohelicines, even though they are not helical in shape, if there is bulky groups closer enough to interact within the molecule, then the presence of such bulky groups makes the molecule helical in structure. For example, in this case, the presence of bulky methyl group in these positions, the first benzene ring and in the third benzene ring, they are closer enough to have maximum steric crowding. Thus, the benzene rings are forced to lie in separate planes as a helix. They exist as a helical structure. It exists as a helical structure because of the presence of intramolecular overcrowding by the presence of the bulky groups adjacent to each other, so that there will be steric interaction between them. Here also, in these carbohelicines also, you can see these methyl groups in terminal benzene rings are closer enough to have maximum steric interactions. That is why this molecule also forced to lie in separate planes by acquiring a shape of helix. Okay. As in the previous case, these molecules can also be assigned their configurations. Here it is R. This molecule is R. This benzene ring is forced to lie below the plane of this benzene ring, so that a right-handed helical structure will be acquired by this molecule. So the configuration of this molecule will be P or plus. Okay. In this case, the molecule acquire a helical shape, and this benzene ring is forced to lie over at this benzene ring, and it acquires a left-handed configuration, left-handed turns or helical shape, and hence the configuration of this molecule will be M or negative. Okay. Okay, I think now you might have a clear idea about planar chirality and how to determine the configuration of molecules with planar chirality, and about intramolecular overcrowding, helicity due to intramolecular overcrowding, examples of compounds with planar chirality, etc. Here I conclude this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you.